Hey, welcome aboard. Today we're feet dry, about 20 nautical miles to the east of NAS Whidbey Island. We just finished training in our primary mission set of SEED, or Suppression of Enemy Air Defenses, in the Okanagan MOA, or Military Operating Area, which is about 120 miles to the east of the field. We're in Washington State, God's country, one of the most beautiful places on the face of the planet. Home to bald eagles, scenic bridges, orca whales, expensive gas, IPAs, humanely raised coffee, wild-caught seafood, waterfalls, Subarus, more waterfalls, moss, evergreen trees, blueberries, vitamin D supplements, cold water, glaciers, jet noise, freedom, and the E-18G Growler. We're about 3 minutes out from the field. Before we get there, though, let me tell you a little bit about where we're going. On September 21st, 1942, NASWI, or Naval Air Station in Whidbey Island, was commissioned as the primary location for rearming and refueling Navy patrol planes operating in defense of the Puget Sound. Alt Field, as we now call it, once housed F-4F Wildcats, F-6F Hellcats, and PB-1 Venturas. PBY Catalinas even flew from a nearby base called the Seaplane Base, where they flew long-range training missions over the northern Pacific that went as far north as the Aleutian Islands near Alaska. Years later, the P-2V Neptune began flying patrol missions out of NAS Whidbey Island, along with the PB-4Y2 Privateer, later the A-3D Skywarrior, the P-3, the Prowler, the P-8, and the Growler. Today, only P-3 and P-8 long-range patrol aircraft and E-18G Growlers fly out of NAS Whidbey Island. Okay, enough about the history of the field. Let's take a couple minutes and look outside, and I'll point out a few things of interest as we approach the field from the east. Off the nose, you'll see a series of brown fields. That's the Skagit River Valley. It's where most of the county's blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries are grown. Interestingly enough, more daffodil, iris, and tulip bulbs are grown here than in any other county in the United States. Further off the nose, at about 11 to 12 o'clock, you see an island. That's Whidbey Island. We're approaching it from the east, and we're about 15 miles out. Canada's at our right 3 o'clock for about 90 miles, which is outside of our field of view for the camera today. Seattle is at about our 10 to 10:30, which you can't quite see either, for about 45 miles. The big body of water that you see directly off the nose is the Puget Sound. Beyond that is the Strait of Juan de Fuca, which opens up to the Pacific Ocean, with Canada and Victoria up to the north and the United States to the south. Today we're going to execute what we call a section fan brake for two reasons. First, it's an efficient way to recover two aircraft, and secondly, it looks really good from the ground. So here's how it works. As we approach the approach end of the runway, I'm going to give my wingman the come with me hand sign, which is two small waves with my right hand, at which point I'll smoothly roll up on a wing, leave my power up, and begin to pull. My wingman will match my rate of roll, bring his throttle to idle, and pull with me as his aircraft separates from mine over the airfield. Through 90 degrees worth of turn, I'm going to bring my power to idle and slow to the landing configuration, which is going to provide us with the appropriate spacing for a safe landing to be made. Let's do it live. The initial for runway 25 at NASWI is 6 miles and 3,000 feet. So you see me lower my nose a little bit as we accelerate towards the initial, which happens to be coincident with the little island off the nose that you see called Goat Island that we're just about to pass over. You see me glance over my right shoulder to check on my wingman to make sure that he auto-collapsed from ATC spread, which is within a mile of beam of the aircraft within 100 feet, to parade as he snuggles up into a good spot. Wingman's looking good, and we're proceeding towards what we call the numbers now. Slowly scooping it out so my wingman can hang on. Right off the nose, you'll see Duwala Bay, the little bay where it comes in just prior to the runway. Little check turn to put us right on top of the runway. Nice and smooth level out. There it is, 1,500 feet, 350 knots. Tower pointed out, some civilian traffic on top of the airfield. No big deal, glanced up, saw it, signature move. Feeling better now. Just getting ready to brake and trying to be smooth like butter. All right, here we go. Come with me. Nice, easy roll to the left. Power stays up. Wingman goes to idle. Rolls and pulls with me and begins to separate from me as we break overhead the field and the hangars. There's about 90 degrees worth of turn. I go on my HSI and decrement my scale to 10 nautical miles. Now we go idle. Begin to slow down to our gear speed of 250 knots. We roll out now. 250 knots, gear comes down, flaps go to full. And we go a little nose down as we configure to on speed. Quick landing check, and we begin our turn. 27 to 30 degrees angled bank. Looking at the UFCD, this is going to be a PLM or precision landing mode approach. So I'm going to gauge flight path angle hold, input the ship speed of 0 and the glide path of 3 degrees as we continue our turn. Rolling around the 90 now, as you can see Douala Bay off our nose and Highway 20 just to the left of that at about 11 o'clock. We're descending now to make a good 90 altitude, which at the ship would be 450 feet. From here, we started a little higher, so it's probably going to be about 500 to 600 feet as we work it down. We're continuing our turn. Little angle, so I'll let it out real quick, then right back in. A little more turn. And here I engage PLM, which turns my velocity vector into the SRVV, or ship's relative velocity vector. Just like at the boat, we're going to target 15 to 18 seconds in the groove. We're going to put the SRVV on the intended point of landing and ride the magic carpet in. Same scan that we used before, meatball, line up, angle of attack, meatball, line up, angle of attack. Looking good so far. We've got a carrier box on the runway, but we're going to land on centerline because it's a full stop. Line up, angle of attack, meatball, line up, center ball. Nice. 100 knots, I'm going to tap the brakes and make sure we're good, and then stick comes back for some aerodynamic braking as we slowly go to the inboard side of the runway to make room for our wingman in the event that he has to go around. Welcome home. Well guys, if you enjoyed the jam, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Buy me a beer or even a pint of wine. I'll take it. The details are in the description. Welcome aboard Growler Jams.